We want to bring in Dr. Phelton Moss. He's a professor at American University. And Dr. Moss, this 7th district is such a fascinating race. We can safely say that Virginia is a purple state. What do you make of the 7th district with Representative Spanberger now being reelected?
Yeah, I think this was a really important race. Folks were concerned about it. I think it's also signaling for us tonight that this is not the bloodbath we thought it would be for Democrats on tonight, with Spartanburg being able to continue to keep this seat in place. So it might not be completely over with for Democrats tonight, and this is one signal of that.
Yeah, Dr. Moss, let's talk for a moment about President Biden campaigning out for some of these Democrats. He went in Maryland for Wes Moore. Obviously, it worked. He was successful. He was elected the first black governor in Maryland history. But you didn't see the president in some of these other tighter races throughout the country where maybe it would have made a difference, or perhaps maybe it wouldn't make a difference. Was it very calculated? Some candidates did not want the president there?
Yeah, I think this is a very calculated effort by the Democrats and President Biden to ensure that Democrats show up and still do well tonight. But look, this happens every election cycle to the president in power and the party in power, that there's some losses on the board. But I think they were very intentional to ensure that the president was in places that would be Democratic safe holds, and the president could truly make an impact in those spaces where folks were still on the fence. I think the president did not go there and campaign. But I think we just want to make sense of this, that this happens in every election where the president in power during these congressional midterms election kind of stands back a bit in those places where they may not be able to perform well to allow the party to be successful during tonight's contest. And I think you've seen it happen over the last few weeks with Democrats and President Biden.
We've seen it over the years as well. Dr. Phelton Moss from American University, thanks so much for your expertise and insight here.